been said. Let me just say that I support earmarks. I support directed spending. Now, you know, there are a lot of people who support this who probably don't want to come before the committee, you know, and I don't care because my support is well known in my district. When Sam Graves and I were endorsed by the Kansas City Star for this last election, here's what they said, and I think this is important. Some purists have complained about Cleaver's unabashed pursuit of pork for the Kansas City area. This is short-sighted criticism. He has been unapologetic about bringing hundreds of millions of dollars home to the 5th District through federal investments in transportation, flood control, Veterans Affairs improvements, job training, and domestic violence prevention funds. Cleaver deserves to continue representing the people of the 5th District. I'm not ashamed of getting money brought into my congressional district. And I have brought copies of my earmarks that can be vetted again by anybody, the media, anybody. In fact, I want them to vet them because it gives me some more praise from my voters. So I'd like for them to be talked about as much as possible. Now, I represent Kansas City, Missouri. My wife, when I was mayor, only wanted me to do one thing, and that's change the name of the city. Just a little request like that is all she made. Most people, or many people around the country, don't even know the difference between Missouri and Kansas. I've had people ask me, now, were you the mayor of Kansas City, Missouri and Kansas City, Kansas? And I usually say yes, just like you can be the mayor of Milwaukee and Spokane at the same time. Why in the world would I want the administration to do in my district what they don't know about? Let me give you an example. The CFPB ruled that Marshall, Missouri could not do balloon loans because they had restricted the balloon loans to the rural areas of our country and not in the city and the suburbs. Marshall, Missouri is almost 100 miles from Kansas City, Missouri. It's in my district. But the people who made that ruling, they don't know anything about Marshall, Missouri. They don't know where Marshall, Missouri is. Now, we were able to get it changed, but it just points out clearly what happens when you allow people who don't understand your community to make decisions. One of the angriest moments since I've been in Congress came when, after the economic collapse of 2008, in response to all the foreclosures, HUD put in place a program that all of you probably, at least those of you who were around, probably use. It's called the Neighborhood Stabilization Program, and that is you come in and stabilize properties that had moved into distress because they've been abandoned. When the announcements were made, there was not a single dime spent in Missouri, Kansas, Iowa, or Nebraska. Not one dime. And it was only when my longtime friend, Kit Bond, and I started screaming about the fact that, again, flyover territory left us out of a program. It is infuriating. And it happens over and over and over again. Unless I stand up and speak for the people of the 5th Congressional District, I don't have any proof that the people in the White House, whether it's Barack Obama or George Bush or Donald Trump, can deal with the things that I need in my district. Probably nobody in this room and nobody in the Department of Transportation can tell you where the Buck O'Neill Bridge is. 40,000 people cross it every day, and it is near collapse state. And when people come to me, and there's a news article I didn't bring with you, an editorial saying, we hope that Congressman Cleaver will go to Congress and push for the construction of a new bridge. Ladies and gentlemen, what they don't understand, I have nothing to say about the new bridge. I can write a letter over to the White House and say, you know, would you please, you know, pretty please, think about putting some money in this bridge. This is absolutely ridiculous. Our constituents come to us and say, can you help us on this, or can you help us on that? And we have to say, well, you know, that's not what we do in Congress. And so I am absolutely committed to earmarks. And when you talk about the possibility of a transportation bill coming up, why in the world, and this is a serious question, why in the world would I vote for a transportation bill when I know that the people who are going to make the decision are completely oblivious to what I need in my district? And I vote for a bill and nothing comes to the districts that I represent, a $4 million project on the I-70 exchange entering Marshall, Missouri, and so nothing happens. Who are the constituents going to be upset with? A no-name bureaucrat in Washington? No, our congressman can't deliver. Our congressman can't deliver. This is absolutely crazy that we would relinquish our authority repeatedly to another branch of the government. And so I hope that we can do something, and I don't think we need to do a long waiting period. It's time now to bring back earmarks or directed spending.
Gentleman yields back, Mr. Palmer.